Yo, Eric Dubois with edp-beats.net, and today is kind of cloudy. It's kind of a ugly day here in Hawaii, so nothing better than do a new what's in stock video. I'm going to talk about a very underutilized sound design stock plugin in Ableton that I use quite a lot just to add some texture and bring a little bit more life into the sound. So we're going to talk about cabinet inside of Ableton. So here we go. What's in stock? Cabinet. So the cabinet was made specifically for guitarists or bass players. If you don't know what a cabinet is, it usually, when you see a guitar amplifier, you have the amp on top, and at the bottom you have your cabinet where the speakers actually are. And that's what the cabinet kind of simulates. So it adds a lot of texture and just brings a little bit more life into your sound. So kind of like the reverb to make your lousy sound a little more alive, the cabinet kind of does the same thing, but it emulates your sound going through the speakers and being recorded coming out of the speakers. So it's a pretty cool effect. It's very subtle, but it does add a lot of character to your sound. So let's check it out right now. So here it is. So I pulled out just a simple analog, the basic analog synth from Ableton, and here is how your cabinet plugin looks like. Very simple, not complicated at all to use. You have different emulations of speakers. So you have one 12-inch speaker, two 12-inch speakers, four 12-inch speakers, 410, and then a specific one designed for bass. So you can choose what size of cabinet you want to emulate and what speakers you want to do. So let's go with the two 12-inch just to start off. Your second option is your microphone and the microphone placement. So you've probably seen this in a lot of, if you're not a guitarist, but you've probably seen this on a lot of live concerts where you have microphones placed in front of the guitar amp and the guitar cabinet to pick up the sound. And this is what it emulates. So you have near on axis, near off axis, and far. So this is your microphone placement, either straight in front of the cabinet, ready to go, a little bit off angle with the near off axis, so maybe like a 45-degree angle, something like that, and then further away from the cabinet. So these three settings are what going to modify the sound the most, and just play around with it to have a good idea. Then you have what kind of microphone you want to use, so either a dynamic mic or a condenser mic. The output, how you want it to be, either mono or dual. So if you have a stereo signal, you're going to choose dual. And then our basic dry wet knob. So here's the sound with nothing. Here's with the cabinet on. Let's start with the 112-inch near on axis, condenser mic, and mono. So already a much more muffled sound, a totally different tone than what without the cabinet sounds like. So let's boost the speakers up. Let's go to 12-inch. Let's go with the 412. A little bit brighter. Let's go with the 410. And let's go with the bass. So that's a pretty cool tone. Now off again. Much more aggressive, much more not pleasant. This already adds a lot more texture and it just makes the sound a little bit more easy to the ears, right? So let's change the microphone placement. So this is the near on axis, straight in front of the cabinet. And let's go with the near off axis. A little more muffled. And then let's go with the far way. Pretty cool. Let's switch up the settings. So let's go back on the near on axis condenser. Let's go with the dynamic. Same thing with the near off axis condenser. So the dynamic mic, you lose a little bit of the detail in there and it gives you a much more muffled again sound. So that's the basic function of the cabinet. Super easy to use, great for sound design. Instead of going in with some EQs and some auto filters and some compressors and a bunch of stuff, just slap on a cabinet to kind of shape the sound that you want to hear and then go on with the rest of your sound designing tools. So how I like to use it, let's pull out just a simple drum loop. So let's just bring out this loop right here, boom. Take out all of our effects, Apple F, cabinet. Third Man Records, by the way. Jack White's record label, amazing, gotta check it out. And here's without. Basic, add the cabinet on there. Get it far. Let's go with the 410 inch. Stick it to dual. So you can see the bass already. You can hear it much more. Let's stick it with the 412. I like to use it on drums. Outside of that, dry wet knob is just everything. Just add it a little bit in the back just to give it a different texture. Let's try it with small drum room, which is pretty much the effect. Pretty cool. Now you can do it with different types of plugins. So let me see if I have any guitars here. Effects, samples, loops. So let's go with this bell loop right here that I have from one of my sample packs. So here's the loop. Now we're gonna add the cabinet on there. So already changes the tone a lot. Let's try with our different presets. Studio room. Slight reflections. Let's keep it in dual. I like it to use with the bigger. So as before. And that's what I like to do with cabinet. So it's super easy, it's really quick. It's just a small step to add in there just to drastically change your sound if you put it all the way up. The dry wet knob, and I like to use it on a lot of stuff, and a lot of people don't use the cabinet. I find it really cool. It's a simple plugin, it doesn't use that much CPU, and you just get a great effect straight off. So that's my take on the cabinet. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other plugins you want me to do next for next Saturday. Otherwise, much love from Hawaii, and peace out.